Hey, it's Trixie. Welcome to the underground. I'm going to try something new today. Guess what? Oh no, I don't know if this is going to work. She's already crawling on me. I'm going to have to stop the show. My cat's crazy. I have to lock her up. I can't trust her. She just can't control herself, and I can't tell her what to... How do you tell a cat what to do? You can't do it. Okay, I'm dealing with the warring lesbians again. I went out last night. One of them is in her hometown with her kid. The other one, we went out. So I have to hear both sides of the argument. It's like, I'm going crazy. And I'm trying to relax. I got my own stress to deal with. I got to be a psychiatrist to these people. It's unbelievable. Stevie, stay away from my microphone, please. So Trump met with his boyfriend, Putin. He was clapping for him. My mother went on and on and on about the clapping. He looks so tall compared to Putin. Well, he is. Putin's short. And then when they got in the limo... and in the back seat together, it looked like a date, for crying out loud. It was nuts. I don't really see what's coming out of this. Hillary says they should give him the Nobel Peace Prize if he gets them to stop fighting. I really don't see why Putin would stop. Why is he going to stop? He wants his land, and Ukraine's not giving up the land. They'd rather die. I mean, can you imagine, Trump should really put himself in Zelensky's position, but he doesn't have empathy, so it's kind of hard. So, think of it. We bought Alaska from Russia, okay, way back. But can you imagine if Russia says, oh, that was a long time ago. It's worth more now. We want it back. And then just invades Alaska. I mean, we wouldn't want to give it back. Who wants to give up their land? And then, he expects Zelensky to give up some of it that Russia took. That's like someone stealing a lot of shit from me and them saying, I'll give you some of it back. No, give me all my shit. That's my stuff. See, you got to look at the other person's perspective, and he can't do it because he has no empathy. He's missing empathy. So I don't think it's going to work. Look, I'll give him credit. He's trying. If he thinks he can control Putin, come on. But, he doesn't like war. That's one thing I like about him. There's only a couple things I like about him. He doesn't like war. He doesn't like drugs. I'll give him, compliments when he deserves them, But I think that you can't trust somebody like Putin. How can you trust this guy? He's a killer. I look in his ice cold eye. Didn't Bush say that? I looked in his eyes and he's a cold-blooded killer. Well, he is. So I went to a lesbian dance. Queers Gotta Dance, it's called. I knew from the get-go. It was okay. I mean, I'm very small dance floor. I wanted to jump up on the podium where the DJ was. I was saying the DJ should be over here, up high, and there should be more of a dance floor. It was just too crowded. And it's not my scene. Look, you think I want to go out and hear I Will Survive and play that funky music? I'm not into it. I'm not. If you're going to play disco, play cool disco. You can play I Feel Love, Donna Summer. Play cool stuff. Play cool stuff. See, I'm a DJ. I'm very picky. Or it's a gay dance. Play Coming Out of Hiding by Pamela Stanley. Half of the people don't even know it because they're in their 20s. I could teach them so much stuff. All right, let's go. Breaking news. Taylor Swift announced her new album on Travis Kelce and Jason Kelce's podcast, New Heights. Did you see Jason, introducing her? He's such a good brother-in-law, Future brother-in-law. Her 12th album. Of course, she announced this on August 12th at 12 o'clock. I don't know. She does all this stuff with these weird numbers. The life of a showgirl. So they're already making negative comments about it because she's got, showgirl clothes. So what? What do you want her to do? Cover up her nice body? I wouldn't. I'd walk around naked in the store if I had her body. But, stop picking on Taylor Swift. I get pissed when they're just angry and miserable people. She's not working with that guy she usually works with from the Tortured Poets Department, which I love that album, by the way. I listen to it all the time. But she's working with somebody else. I don't know if it was her Reputation guy or whatever, but let her get a fresh start. She didn't really win. I think she got shut out of the Grammys and stuff, so she's got to win something now. According to the LA Times, Jimmy Kimmel secured Italian citizenship due to Trump. He's afraid because look at what he did with Stephen Colbert. You know who's safe? Jimmy Fallon, because Jimmy Fallon is a dope. He doesn't really talk about anything. So Seth Meyers, you're next. But good. I'm glad that, I don't want Jimmy to leave. But I think that it's a smart thing because, Trump is so... And Pam Bondi just announced they're coming to Boston. Do you notice one thing? What's similar here? There's all murders in the Democratic states. There's no murders in the red states. Every time I turn on the TV, they're killing people in Texas and Kentucky. I mean, really? Massachusetts, we never had a school shooting. And people are like, shh, don't say that. Well, I said, call me when it happens. You know what we do in Massachusetts? We flip each other off like normal. We yell at each other like the olden days. That's what we do. We like to yell. I'm into it. NASCAR driver broke his collarbone. Connor Zilish, don't know who he is. He's 19. He's got to learn. You know how they stand up on their cars? You know, Dale Earnhardt, everybody used to do it, and nobody fell off. He won the race at Watkins Glen, and then boom, he fell like a goofball. Driving 200 miles an hour, no problem. Standing on his vehicle, yeah, no. My friend told me, I'm going to talk about this. It's in the New York Post, but she told me about this. This crypto group claimed they were responsible for the sex toys being thrown at WNBA players during games. Man, I should go. You know how much those sex toys cost? That's expensive. You want to throw them? Throw them at me so I can catch them. I mean, I don't know. It's just, now it's cool to hate gay people. This is the thing. Watch out. They're coming. They're coming. So I just think, like, I would love to be in that situation where I can use my voice. My voice is my weapon. So I'd love to. I know how to emasculate a guy, like that are doing that stuff. This is so easy for me. So do it in front of me and see what happens. According to NDTV World, U.S. woman woke up from her coma minutes before they took her organ out. She was an organ donor. Can you imagine? You're in a coma and they're like, oh, you're done. And boom, they're in there trying to get your liver or whatever, your heart. That's really not a good advertisement for organ donation. I haven't done it because the thought of them carving in there, I don't know. I mean, I guess when you're dead, who cares? But that person wasn't dead. Watch out. Make sure they're dead next time. 52-year-old Asher Watkins, an American trophy hunter. Ugh, I can't stand these people. Was stalking a Cape buffalo in South Africa. So the buffalo fought back. He defended himself and killed the guy. I'm sorry, but I don't have sympathy for this guy. You know, he spent his whole life like posing by the dead bodies of animals. That's karma. Karma. And I love it. I love it. I love these. These are feel-good stories for me. You know, yeah, I don't want people to die, but like if you die like that when you're trying to kill something. I remember I was talking to some guy at work. He's like, yeah, I got a bare head on my... I'm like, please don't tell me this stuff. You know, I know they have the right to do this stuff. And then I wanted to like ask him, I said, do you shoot? Do you shoot elephants? He's like, no. So I'm like, okay. And I'm like, do you, and he's like, yeah, I eat them. I'm like, all right, okay. What can I say? I eat meat. What can I say about it? And he's a bow and arrow hunter. So I guess that's a skill. You don't just stand there and shoot. To me, that's not really a skill. But bow and arrow, that's a skill. That Denmark zoo that wanted animal donations to feed the lions and tigers, they got a donation, a horse. A horse. Can you believe this? So I guess that the teenager was the teen's horse. The mother bought it, obviously. But it was the kid's horse. The horse was sick, 22 years old. I don't really know how old horses live. It had eczema. You couldn't take it to the vet or have the vet come over? I don't understand that. So they fed him to the lions. And they said, this is part of the food chain. Well, I mean, I get it, but like, why don't you take it to the vet and see if eczema? How would we like it if she had like a skin rash? And we said, okay, why don't we go feed you there's a lot of hungry people. There's a lot of hungry people starving. Let's feed your ass to some of them, okay? So this zoo so far has received 22 horses, 137 rabbits, 53 chickens, these poor chickens, and 18 guinea pigs for dinner. You think that wouldn't be enough? Like, you know, eating a guinea pig or something? I mean, come on. David Justice spoke up on a podcast called All the Smoke about his marriage to Halle Berry. 5 months after she proposed, he was like, oh, I don't know about this woman. She doesn't cook. She doesn't clean. She doesn't really seem like a mother. And then he said they were having issues. So this is a typical, I hate to say this, a typical guy. And you all laugh about the Handmaid's Tale, but like men want Stepford wives. I'm not saying every guy. I don't. I want someone who's going to kick my ass. I don't care if she cooks. See, I don't care about that stuff. It's nice. You want to do that. But that's what you're looking at. And then he'd probably cheat on her because he'd get bored. But she's Halle Berry. Excuse me. She's like you. He's a famous sports guy. And, you know, he's mad at her, too. You think he's holding a grudge because she didn't stand up for him. Remember when she said she was beaten up? And they thought it was David Justice and she didn't say it wasn't? I mean, I don't like that stuff. She doesn't cook. She doesn't clean. Neither do I. I don't clean. You want to see my dusty condo? According to Psychology Today, ghosting. Okay, they're talking about ghosting. So most people sampled the daters, mostly women. I got ghosted. And they found they were high in traits of narcissism. I don't think this person was a narcissist that did it to me. Entitled. I mean, I don't see her that way. Stevie, really? Superior. Oh, yeah, maybe. She was pretty high up there. But she was cool. Manipulative, emotionally detached. Okay, now we're getting closer, Clarice. A lack of empathy and impulse. Well, yeah, impulse, yeah. I'm impulsive, too. The red flags are, do they only talk about themselves? Well, she didn't. Not at all. She was good. Are they emotionally distant? Okay, that we can scratch that one. That's a good one. Do they avoid accountability? Yeah, sometimes. But you know what? I mean, this seems to be in fashion right now, ghosting. I mean, at least like my last relationship that I lived with the girl, she told me straight up. And I was like, I didn't like it. We were kind of like not happy with each other, but she had the balls to tell me, which I give her credit for now, 20 years later. As they say, the best predictor of future behavior is past behavior. Are they bad people? No, not really. They just handle, or not handle, that to me, that's cowardly. That's not handling your shit. Researchers had in-depth interviews with 34 ghosters. This is Wu and Bemigmian. I can't pronounce it. Bemigmian. Oh my, forget it. In 2023, 33 out of 34 explained why the reasons they weren't being heartless. Okay, well, that's good. They gave ghosting a lot of thought. Okay, I'm going to think about this for about 3 months before I ghost your ass. The top 3 reasons were, okay, this is understandable. Avoiding confrontation. You don't want to cause you don't know what you're going to say. I'm pretty bad with my words. Number 2, feeling the ghostee was socially inferior. God, that's kind of narcissistic. Number 3, wanting to move on quickly. I don't believe you move on quickly unless you're a heartless bitch. I think that it's kind of like, it's a death, so you have to mourn the death. Like me, it took me, I'm telling you, I lost 10 pounds. I got fat, I was depressed, didn't care about work, and now I'm starting to come alive again, and it took me a year. Okay, the ghostee, which is more hurtful? I mean, the more hurtful is the one who gets ghosted. They just published a study, Cisniak, okay, I think I can pronounce that one. In 2025, the ghosted and the rejected both felt equally bad. Really? So they're feeling like they did something bad. I think they would feel it afterwards, not when they're doing it. Low self-esteem, high negative emotion. I mean, that would happen to me, the ghostie. Like, what did I do? You don't even know what happened. You're left there with no closure. And, I think they teach you in AA too. I never went, but I'm an alcoholic. So I'm thinking, you're not going to get closure sometimes. So it doesn't matter. Just go on, close it in your mind. This is probably what happened, and that's the best you can do. I mean, that's the way I cope. That's my coping skills. Being rejected made a cleaner break, I guess. I mean, does it matter, though? Does it matter why? It just matters that the person wants to leave you, Oh, my gosh, these people. I put it on airplane mode. I put it on Do Not Disturb, and still I'm getting texts. So the ghosted felt worse by continuing to feel emotionally detached to the former partner. That's probably why they wanted them more. When someone pulls away, doesn't Taylor Swift talk about this in all her songs? The more you pulled away, the more I hung on to you. They wanted to reach out after 24 hours of no response. That's true, because I'm kind of like that at work. Like if someone says no to me, I'll be like, well, what are you doing in a year? You give it a little push because I'm relentless. I keep going until I get I'm a stalker. I'm a good stalker. The ghosted also wanted to monitor the other person's social media. I'm guilty. Okay. It says this isn't healthy. I guess I'm not freaking healthy then. I don't care. Ghosting hurts longer, keeps people emotionally stuck. They seek answers they never get. To the ghoster, have balls, you effing coward. That's the way I say. End it. and be honest about it. That's the I communicate. Like I'm going to tell you, this is not working. We suck together. It's terrible. 8 studies were done showing. Now I can pronounce this one. Park and Klein, 2024. The ghosters cared about the ghosties. Well, that's good. You're not a total bitch. The well-being wanted to not hurt someone by gently leaving. That's not gentle. When someone's like reaching out and you're not, you know. I mean, what are you supposed to say? Leave me alone. You're killing me. I can't take you anymore. Rejection without words, not without caring. Okay. Ghosting is about the person lacking communication and respect. That's for damn sure. So pick people that are there for you, I guess, that are going to show up in your weak times, and when it's rough, they're not going to bail on you. How do you know? How do I know I'm choosing someone who's going to ghost me? Okay, according to Business Insider, first employees had quiet quitting. Now there's quiet cracking. I think I'm quiet cracking. Or I'm actually loud cracking. Employees are doing their job but struggling in silence. No, I kind of make it known that I'm pissed off. I do. I say it. I'm pissed. My morale's low. I'll just come out and say it. What do you want? You're not getting my best. Staying in their jobs but not thriving. Well, I still care. I still want to do a good job. Barely surviving mentally. This is beginning to sound like me. Don't want to quit because I'm not a quitter. Scared of the economy. Yeah, definitely. I can't tell you how many people. I'm not struggling. I'm not doing as well because everything's going up. But I don't feel like I'm a paycheck away from being one of those guys with the cardboards on the street. But switching jobs, you don't know if it's going to be worse. Stuck in a rut resulting in dissatisfaction, disengagement, low morale, burnt out. Burnt out! Yes! I'm burnt! A Gallup reported employee engagement globally fell from 23 to 21%. That's not really a big deal. Companies are making it harder to move up. They're changing performance reviews. Yeah, they're changing bonuses. That's what a lot of companies do. Yeah, I remember working somewhere and like, well, you're not going to get paid for appointments. When I started setting 1 million appointments through, they couldn't afford me. Quiet cracking is like your body moving. Your mind is a zombie. Right, you're walking around like the Walking Dead, If you have a strong performer who's not performing the way he or she it normally does, or if they are not upbeat, maybe check in on them and say, what's going on? Can I do something to help? That kind of thing. So, it'll make you lose money if you don't. It's up to the employer what they're going to do. Okay. Before I go, 2 compatibility tests for your spouse, girlfriend, boyfriend. I love Mark Travers. He's my favorite psychologist. Do you feel safe speaking up around them? Okay, I'm gonna send this to the warring lesbians. How well do you resolve problems? Okay, definitely for the warring lesbians. Do you share the same life goals and values? How do you draw a balance between me time and couples time? Number 1, the vacation Oh my gosh, I can't tell you how many times it was ruined after vacation. The last one, I had a great first day with her. It was like, oh my God, this is heaven. The second day, her personality changed, which I told her she had a couple personalities. I still cared. I wasn't going to leave, but I said, oh, this is why I'm not in a relationship. I kept saying, this is why. I don't know if I have it. So you see people in their worst on vacation. You see them tired. You see them, you're walking too much. It's hot. You get cranky. I kept saying I was freezing. She got pissed at me. She gave me her jacket. I'm the man. I'm supposed to do that stuff. It reveals how you solve problems together, how spontaneous. I'm way spontaneous. How to pick a place to eat. I was with a freaking vegan. Okay? She didn't get it. I said, go eat. I'll go with you, and then I'll go get something else. This isn't how it's going to work. She's so controlling, but I liked it. Problem solving. Do you tackle challenges as a team or turn on each other? Throw her to the wolves. Spontaneity versus structure. How do you plan versus somebody who just goes with the flow? I guess you kind of got to... This is like being in a relationship, which I'm not good at. Regulation of emotions. How do you handle setbacks? Social preferences. I like the strip club. She likes to hang by the fire. Take naps. Tough to find a good travel partner. John, my friend John is perfect. He's great. We just have the same, I don't know. He's controlling, but I like that, so it works. He loves laying in the sun. We eat the same food. I mean, that's why I've been friends with him for like 30 years. If you're easygoing and you're with a control freak, it works out, 2. This is the second one. Then I'm going to go. Live-in compatibility test. Stevie's behaving. I'm shocked. Do you wake up at 5 or sleep till 9? Yeah, I wake up kind of late, and she didn't. Do you care about dirty dishes? See, I don't like dirty dishes. I'm weird. I got to tell you, I don't keep dirty dishes, but I don't dust. I vacuum. I'm out of my mind. Do you split the bills equally? I mean, I don't live with anybody, so I don't know. I think that it just depends on what you agree on. Do you invite friends over every week? Can you be with each other if you're not into the same thing? I don't know. When I was with my other girlfriend, she'd read, and I'd try to read, and I'm like ADHD, and I keep trying to talk, and she'd be like, "Will you please shut up?" Maybe I could watch Bravo while they're reading. Who the hell knows? But can you be with her when it's boring? That's the thing. Do you leave the room to fart, or do you crack up? I mean, I remember when my ex, she was sleeping on the couch and she was farting, and she never farted in front of me, but it was like, boop, 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 and it was so cute. I thought it was adorable. I mean, mine are loud, but you can't smell them, thank God, because that's would make people leave the room. But, I mean, I remember having a fart contest with one of my friends. I think we laid out like 30 of them and went in the closet and did it. I don't know where we came up with all that gas. Massachusetts is the #1 spot to live, baby, in the country. Yeah. Best state. Florida fell out of the top 5. Florida. Affordability, I really don't see, but that's one of the criteria. But no, we're not. That was like the least affordable state. Economy, education, for sure. Healthcare, #1. Quality of life. So Idaho is 2, New Jersey #3, Wisconsin #4, Minnesota #5. 97.4% have insurance here, health insurance. 90% of graduate high school, the second highest. The median household income is over 100, not me, over 100,000. Yeah. Okay, that's it, you guys. This is like too long of a show, but I was kind of hyper today. So enjoy your week. Enjoy your week. You want to talk to me? TRIXXI'Podcast@gmail.com, or just comment like you normally do. Love you guys. Have a great week.